I guess I missed the button. I guess I missed the button. I do apologize. Uh, yes, there will be a forecast today. I am so sorry. I pushed the button to go live, but apparently I didn't push it hard enough or moved something, and I was going through the whole forecast here without even being live. Glad that MSS Capital said that they were having difficulties. I didn't even notice that had happened. So I'm going to push through the whole forecast here, and we'll try and get this done before the equity open. We've got some pretty decent opportunities this morning. Welcome to the market forecast. I'm John Hoagland. Thanks for trusting me with your time. Thursday, December 17th. Use a consistent lens for the context of the markets that you're trading, and always be thinking about risk management. This morning, 7:30, the housing starts numbers came out, as well as jobless claims in Philly Fed. The housing starts numbers were actually pretty positive. Some mixed to negative news as far as jobless claims is concerned. The initial jobless claims came out higher than expected. There were also revisions to last week's numbers to the bad side. So the job market certainly continuing to struggle, but maybe not necessarily showing in the housing sector. Philly Fed considerably lower than expected. This is all going to take time to digest through the trading today. We also have 9:30 the nat gas numbers. When we're looking at the markets this morning, the dollar has dropped to levels it hasn't been down to in 2.5 years. It's down below that 90 level, possibly struggling due to stimulus issues, as well as the Fed kind of talking about keeping loose policy, possibly even for years. So, the dollar, we're seeing some moves in our currencies. Could be good opportunities for us in the euro, the Japanese yen, and any of the currencies. Stocks are still yet to open higher. Stimulus talks continue to grind. And again, lots of 7:30 numbers to digest. Crude prices are really kind of buoyant. I'm kind of at well, we're going to talk about that in the charts. The surprise EIA draw kind of keeping keeping crude oil on the upside. It's a very organized move to the upside this week, and we're going to take a look at that shortly. Make sure you do like, share, comment, question, feedback, and heckle. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can get notifications when we do go live. Now I'm going to say hello to everybody now that we're all actually here together. Charles March, first in the room. You win the prize. Felix, MSS Capital, Cesar, Murph, talking about taking a little bit of time off near the end of the year here. I'm going to be doing the same thing. Lots of folks are going to be doing that. I find myself a little conflicted on that because it looks like, with what's going on this week, it may be some decent opportunities for us into next week. It might be a good holiday trading season. We're going to have to see. I'm going to share my time a little bit between the markets and everything else, and the markets and everything else. So we're going to see how that plays out. Murph, it's never a bad idea to take some time away and look away from the markets. I'm just really looking forward to being really ready and charged for a really good trading year next year. Michael, good to see you. Profit on Will, Suki, Esteban. Where'd I go here? Chris, Kevin, good morning. Mike, Laura, Josiah, Danielle, Angelina, Shane, Troy, Danny Ireland. I'm going to get that Santa Claus hat out for tomorrow morning. Justin, MSS Capital. Yes, I was having some difficulties. We are here. We are good to go. I want to say Murph is if they went late, Lacey needed a bathroom break. I think she kind of does. She's been whining a little bit over there. I'll get her out as soon as we're done here. And we get the equity open underway here. Level 2, good to see you. I lost a button once, yes. Morning or afternoon, it is here in the UK. Good afternoon. Lax, good to see you. Richie, Kevin, John Doherty, the Dancing Bear is with us this morning. Good morning, Rocker. And Trader Futures, hi, level 2. If this is your first visit to the market forecast, usually it's a little more timely than it was this morning. Again, I guess I missed the button to go live, but we're going to take a look right now at these markets. VIX 2206, just relatively steady as these equities markets continue to grind to the upside. Dollar index down below that 90 level, first time down there in 2.5 years, 89.85 last time I looked. All right, let's take a look now into the charts and into the markets and see what we see here. Lolly. All right, here we go. Daily and crude. I find myself a little bit conflicted. I did move my charts, and I will be trading the February contract if I do trade crude today. The February contract now has greater volume. I've moved over. It's okay if you're still in January. Just expect perhaps a little more slippage on your stops if you're still going to be trading that January. Tomorrow, 100% for sure, you're going to want to be in February. All right, so it's been a very organized rally. I mean, you can just kind of see it on the chart here. It's just kind of one-time framing higher all week long, higher lows, higher highs. I'm feeling, however, that there's something I'm missing in this, and I haven't been able to put my finger on it. The overnight high here is the January weekly kickoff high to the tick here. The Fed contract is 20 cents more expensive than the January contract, so I've adjusted my weekly kickoff. But remember, these levels are more zones than finite levels. So we are, kind of approaching a possible area of resistance, and I'll be watching what happens there. I find myself thinking more about instead of thinking, okay, what am I going to do? What do I not want to do? Well, of course, we don't want to lose money, and I want to stay patient. Now, we've left the opening range at the low of the regular trading hour session. Settlement is 4,800. It is also our overnight low. We got a little bit too long in the tooth here on the upside before the London Open. All of these longs have now since been removed from the marketplace and are now able to influence price yet again. So, with the opening range, the low of the session, the lack of any effort early in the session here to close the gap, I'm thinking I'm probably what do I not want to do? I don't want to push. I don't want to fight a move. Fight a directional market, and in the day time frame, it is certainly presenting as a directional market. So, if I am going to be looking for shorts, I'm going to be trying to stay very patient, and I'm going to try and get into this zone between our overnight high and our weekly kickoff high. Again, I get the feeling that there's something I'm missing. Overnight high to weekly kickoff high, interesting level. Overnight low settlement, also an interesting level. So you're going to have to wait until this market it says, hey, this is your spot. I'm not going to go looking for it. All right, so the E-mini S&Ps now. All righty, so we've fought our weekly kickoff high a little bit this week, 3,700. We're above it now. We lost 98,000 in open interest yesterday. Remember, this is still in rollover, and it's quadruple witching tomorrow. It looks like we are going to repair. We're not open yet, but in the regular trading hour session here, we are going to repair the fact that our previous all-time high occurred in the overnight session. Markets don't typically let that happen. We're gonna put in a new high here in regular trading hour session. What that means to us? Well, without any new bad news, the grind higher just seems to continue. There's lots of headline risks out there. The stimulus could fall apart at any moment. That we don't know what is out there as far as any headline risks. So make sure, as always, and use your stops. So obviously, our equities markets viewing things in the world as doing okay. Although the market is not the economy, we have to try and remember that. So settlement is down here, 36.93.75. All overnight longs, all longs. The overnight longs are going to be looking for one thing on the open, and that is new buyers to come into this marketplace in this time frame, in this day session. If they do not see it, we may see the opportunity for us to get a gap close or even an opportunity down near this 3,700 weekly kickoff level for an execution. I'm going to be trying to stay patient. Usually when the market opens out of range and out of value from the previous day, it tells me that there may be an early opportunity. Watching the opening range, the way that the opening range just opened in crude oil may offer us a decent opportunity. Again, that opening range the first minute of the session, 8:30 to 8:31. If we leave that first minute at the bottom of the session, then I'll look for continuation to the upside. If we leave it at the high of the session, then I may take that trade, look for a reasonable profit target somewhere between yesterday's range high and weekly kickoff high here, and see how the market treats that. See if there's an opportunity for us to look for a long at cheaper levels. And sometimes the overnight inventory just helps us do that. A lot of times that overnight inventory can trick people into thinking the high is in, but when we're looking at these markets, we're at all-time highs right now. All right, so NASDAQ, second day yesterday, closing above weekly kickoff high. The auction does appear to be healthy. Again, it's difficult with rollover to be able to judge volume and open interest. We added 1,200 in open interest on this move up above this weekly kickoff level, which I'm going to look at as a positive to a continuation of a healthy upside auction. I don't want to fight a directional market. Remember, it is quadruple witching day tomorrow. Anything can and will happen. There may be some profits in these markets that some traders are going to start thinking about getting out of. Maybe that happens today. Maybe that happens tomorrow. Maybe it doesn't happen at all. It's just something we have to keep an ear and an eye out for. You think about it. I mean, this has been a heck of a year. If I'm going to be trying to pull a little money out so I can buy the G.I. Joe with the Kung Fu grip for little Johnny, I'm going to, think about lightening up a little bit. And again, none of this is for sure. Everything we do is hypothesis. I'm just going to be watching for evidence of an event like that starting to happen and see if I can take advantage of it. Again, I don't want to get beat up. Here's our settlement right here. Also, pretty close to our weekly, our overnight low here. Settlement 12,670.75. All longs overnight. Opening with a gap rules, opening range rules. Keep your eyes on that opening range. And we are basically at a new all-time high in the NASDAQ and the S&Ps. Haven't checked out the Dow too much yet, but I would imagine we're pretty close to that as well. So watch for overnight inventory adjustments, watch for gap closes, watch opening range initially in that market. Gold, wow. We've been calling a change in market state since we put in our island low, which was down here. We've had a nice little pullback. It's amazing to me when you get a trend line that has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 points of contact, and it comes across. It kind of goes across a weekly kickoff level. How often it creates a market state change or a big directional move, and we're certainly seeing that today in gold. This breakout last night over that resistance level, the weekly kickoff high, this is creating the possibility of a market state change. Longer time frame market change has been to the downside. I'm looking at this as a possible change in that direction. I know a lot of folks are thinking that gold and silver and some of the precious metals should be probably moving higher as risks increase. But it's been a hard move for them. So I think this move to the upside may again bring a bit of a change in market state. Look at this. Here's weekly kickoff level here. All right, so we break out over it. We've got all overnight longs in this market. There was a chance that we were going to be leaving the opening range here at the high of the regular trading hour session. So the reason I put it on these charts is because it can be useful in just throughout the day when price gets back to that level. We had a little bit of a push to the downside, not much of any inventory adjustment or effort to come down and close the gap. we took out that opening range. Now I'm thinking long until something tells me, or there's some sort of structure, or perhaps we get back up to this 1909 previous weekly kickoff level that is still here on this chart. So don't fight the upside move. When you're thinking about what you want to do in trading, sometimes you want to be thinking about what you do not want to be doing. Don't fight a directional market, please. If this thing continues to grind to the upside, I can see lots of traders thinking, okay, this is going to be the high. 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 And finally, once they quit doing that, then the high is going to get put in. Stay patient. All right, so the currencies. Euro. All right. Well, the dollar weakness, some possible deals being made in and around Brexit. The DEIS expired yesterday. We lost 104,000 contracts in open interest yesterday with that expiration. All of those contracts either evened up or they're going to cash settle. So we see the market now free from rollover burdens. Progress to the upside continuation looks very promising. We've had this market moving in this direction for quite some time. We've had a little bit of a break here. These little consolidation areas even up inventory and allow buyers to come in and come back into this market and continue to move it higher. So again, I do not want to fight this upside move today without some sort of structure. And even if I do find structure to look for a short, it's going to be a short time frame trade. I'm not going to be looking to marry any shorts here today because I think I'm going to pick the high for the rest of the week. It's just not going to happen. Take a look at the 30-minute chart here. Settlement all the way down here. We've got a lot of overnight inventory in these markets. 121.94 is settlement, taking us above weekly kickoff high. Very consistent, organized move to the upside. Opening range, neither the high nor the low. Initially, it was the low of the session. We've taken it out. We're just consolidating here, and the market is really, all of these longs here are looking for new buyers to come in, new business to come in and continue to push this market higher. If that doesn't happen at some point, we may see an adjustment in inventory. All of these longs come in to sell off this market. And that, ladies and gentlemen, looks like one of the opportunities that I would be looking for to happen today. If I was going to be looking and seeing that this market is inherently strong, likely to remain strong, I want to buy it on weakness. If the overnight inventory gives us the opportunity to do so, I'm going to be keeping an eye out for that. None of these markets today are on my back burner. Everything is in play. Japanese yen, okay, reflecting the weak dollar. Again, another potential market state break. We've been basically ranging here since let's call it the end of October, November, December. We've been in this area. This market state, this market may be changing state, going from kind of rotational in a longer time frame to directional in a longer time frame. So there might be some bigger opportunities here. Obviously, I mean, we've already got a pretty big candle here. Again, we've got a lot of longs in this market. Settlement is down here at 96.6450. Put that on your charts. All of our overnight has been moving price higher and higher. Opening range, initially the low of the session, I think, no longer that way. The market is consolidating up here. I'm going to be watching, if I'm going to be looking for the overnight inventory, and this is also for the euro as well. If I'm going to be looking for continuation away from this area, I'm going to be watching this low here. I'm going to be watching our overnight high. Whichever one seems to break first, I think our shorter time frame longs are going to go with it. If we break this low of this little consolidation here, that may be enough to scare them out of the market, come towards perhaps a gap close or even a move back down towards settlement. But again, I'm going to be looking for that opportunity if I believe that the market is inherently strong and going to continue higher, and I want to buy weakness. Sometimes the overnight inventory creates that weakness for us to get in at better trade locations for the longs. All right. So, sorry I had to kind of rush through that, I always like to be done here before the equities open. They're just opening right now. I'm going to take my deep breath. Stay humble, grateful, and creative today. We should see Dan for the market recap. I know he's been having some sound issues, but at least he's been hitting the button the right way. So we'll see what goes on with Dan. I'll be back with you tomorrow morning for the market forecast. Until then, make sure you are looking at these markets through a consistent lens. Context is everything. Risk management is your job. Manage your risk. Get out there and profit. Have a great trading day. I'll see you tomorrow morning. Take care now.